Hello everybody, it is me, Sacred G. Welcome back to another video. Hope you guys are doing pretty well this spooky month. I'm doing alright. So without further ado, here are 5 of my unpopular horror opinions. I know some of you hopefully won't hate me for this, but just to let you guys know, this is all just my opinion. And I'd like to see you guys leave your unpopular horror opinions down in the comments as well. And I'll probably do a video going over them. Not to judge them or anything, to see if, I agree with you. But if I don't, whatever, it's your opinion, you like the movie, blah, 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 whatever it is. So without further ado, here the fuck we go. My first unpopular horror opinion, and this is just my own opinion. I honestly prefer the remake to A Nightmare on Elm Street, the 2010 one, over the original movie. I've watched the original movie twice, and the second viewing of it, I don't like it. To be honest, I personally don't. I don't think it's a bad movie by any means. It's, of course, a product of its time. I don't know. For me, I just didn't like how certain things played out. If I would have made this movie, I would have done them differently. Like Tina bleeding all over the fucking wall. Yeah, okay. But the remake, when I watched that again, I actually preferred it. I do think the performances in the remake are much better than in the original. I cannot take the original's performances seriously because of the fact it's very cheesy. The acting is pretty bad, and I have heard people say about the remake that, the acting's bad in this. Well, it's not as bad as the original Nightmare on Elm Street. And I do also, to include this, I prefer some of the sequels over the first film. I liked Nightmare on Elm Street 2 much more than I actually liked the first one. And even, I think it was the fourth one I watched where, I believe, was it? Yeah, it was the fourth one. And I liked that one too. I didn't like A New Nightmare, so, I just prefer the remake if I were to choose over the original. So let's move on. Now, the second one I have, it doesn't mean I dislike Scream at all. I love the movie. I just happen to notice a few things with it that makes the movie hypocritical. So yeah, I think Scream's hypocritical. I think it's funny how they call out certain tropes, at least that I've noticed when I watched it a few weeks ago. They would call out certain tropes horror movies would do, right? And they would have a character do something either dumber than what they just made fun of, or, they would just do the same fucking thing. As much as I love the movie, I just can't help but notice these things, and it's to the point, especially after watching Scream 5, is where I started to notice that they kind of lean on the parody thing a little too much, but have these, really dark stories, and, for an example, Sidney Prescott's mother being brutally raped and fucking murdered, but, it's a parody. It's supposed to be funny. I don't understand that. I just think that they use the people that say Scream's a parody just use it as a cope that Scream is just as guilty as pretty much the other horror movies they've made fun of for using certain tropes and all this stuff. And it's Scream does the same thing, but they just lean on, it's a parody, so they somewhat get away with it. That's my own personal opinion. It's unpopular as fuck. I've never heard people say that, but it's what I think. It's not that I dislike the first Scream or the movies up until 5. I just think they're a bit hypocritical. I mean, it's kind of hard to take that movie as a comedy when you have some dark undertones in it. I don't think comedy and dark undertones work unless you do it correctly, I guess. But that's just my opinion. Moving on. I don't know how unpopular this opinion is, but, I know a lot of people liked Hereditary. I wanted to, but I ended up not liking Hereditary whatsoever. I liked the beginning portion. I think it showed that Toni Collette and the supporting cast were fucking good in their roles. I just didn't like how very little the hauntings were. For starters, I know that there are certain slow burns that I could work with, but towards when the movie got to the ending, which really ruined the whole movie for me, I didn't like it at all. I have no desire to watch it again, to be honest, and I really don't see myself enjoying it even if I did, because it was fine up until, because, you know, I like watching good performances, and I think the performances were fine, as I said, but the ending really fucked it up. Like, there were a lot of, like, stupid things in the movie, in my opinion, that I'm pretty sure no one would have done or made or thought about, because when you see the circle and the triangle, the cult symbol, when Toni Collette moves her dead mom's, I think it was the bed or like a drawer or something, but you see it etched into the floor, and she didn't even notice it. And like, I don't understand that. But the what I like the most is the cinematography. I like the shots in between, you know, the dollhouse that she was working on and all that stuff. So, you know, there's good things to like about this. I can see why people enjoy this film. I just did not like it. I thought it was not even actually scary, but that's, you know, subjective, and, well, this whole opinion is, but anywho, I didn't think it was scary, and I think after watching Midsommar, Ari Aster has this weird infatuation, in my opinion, with naked people. I don't know why. After watching fucking Midsommar and then watching this, it's like, dude, I think I still would have felt the same even if I watched Hereditary first, but dude, just stop with the naked people. Jesus Christ. Not all cults need to be naked. Like, I don't know. I have never been in a cult, and I don't want to be, so we're gonna move on. I just didn't like Hereditary. Oh, another movie. So, as you guys know, last month I actually watched the original Texas Chainsaw Massacre for the very first time. And I enjoyed the characters. I enjoyed, of course, the cinematography. The characters were fun as fuck. I think, honestly, they outruled the cinematography. I mean, it was good. It's just the characters were just more of a distraction than the cinematography was, and you would want to see them on screen again. However, the movie is not that good, in my own opinion. The reason I'm going to say this is because it was fine. Like, the kills were okay. You know, for its time, I could tell what they were doing, of course, which, you know, who wouldn't? But I did not like the whole family thing. Like, yeah, okay, you can have them helping, you know, with the kills and everything. Like, that was fine with me. I just did not like the fact that they spent a good majority of the ending of the movie to show how fucked up they are. I don't want to see that. We've already been shown, dude, from the beginning with the hitchhiker. Like, yes, they're crazy. It's pretty fucking obvious. You know, I just didn't give a fuck about the family thing, and then one of the characters screaming repetitively, the blonde girl. I wish they would have just killed her off so she would just stop screaming. I mean, that's all she did, and that annoyed the living shit out of me. And I was like, it was fine. What's going on now? Why are you repetitively showing this chick continuously screaming? You know, and it was not that creepy to me, honestly, but I enjoyed it for what it was. But it's not a great movie. I think, honestly, they went a little overboard, not in terms of, you know, controversy or anything like offensive. I'm saying with certain scenes, they kind of extended for some reason to me, and I honestly didn't care for that, and it didn't ruin the movie. Like, I could see myself watching this again. However, I probably won't finish the movie because I don't like that scene. I think it's just ridiculous. And honestly, bro, like, I just don't give a fuck about the family aspect. Like, Bubba Sawyer's family, who gives a shit? We already know they're fucked up. So let's move on. Jesus. Alright, so, I don't hear very many people defending this, and this is not to do with the movie or anything. I think dumb decisions in slasher movies are okay, and they don't mean the movie's bad if a character, you know, makes a mistake to where they get, you know, slaughtered with a machete. Talking about blunt weapons, not killers that set up traps, and they see the traps, and they know that there's a trap there, and then they walk in it. Yeah, that's stupid. But overall, like, for an example, I've heard people say that, like, the only good character in Your Next was the final girl because she was smarter than the other characters. First of all, the people that say this do not understand that family. Most of these slasher films put people that have never seen anything like this in their life in that situation. So people do tend to act irrationally in scenarios like that. I mean, for fuck's sake, I don't know what I would do if I was camping one day on my own or with a group of friends, and then fucking, there's a lake where we're camping, and I see a guy in a hockey mask that looks like he's been dead for centuries rise up out of the fucking lake. I don't know how I would act. Maybe I'd act stupid or something. I don't know. I don't think any of us know how we would react to something like that. Yeah, some horror movies, I will agree, that do go above and beyond and have characters make really ridiculous decisions that, that not a lot of people would make, but not all slashers are like that, in my opinion. Like, again, You're Next, pretty much any slasher films that involve teenagers that look like they're preppy and, in the rich neighborhood and shit like that. Like, I don't think there's a such thing as dumb decisions, and I've heard also said that, they have these decisions because it wouldn't be a movie. No, it's because how would you act in these situations? People don't tend to act rationally when their life is on the line sometimes, and especially if you haven't been in those types of situations. Not saying you should be, no one should be. It's just, when you're pinned up against something that fucked up, tend to act dumb. Just don't like chalk it up when a character makes a dumb decision and they get stabbed or something. And again, if there's traps set up in this film that you say they make dumb decisions and they knew there were traps there but still walk into them, yeah, it's understandable. However, when it comes to just basic slasher films of some guy chasing somebody with a weapon, I mean, come on, like Jason, the situation in You're Next, I mean, Jesus Christ. Did I say 5 unpopular horror opinions? Well, I got a few more. I'm pretty sure this will be the last one. Sixth point, I guess, whatever you want to call this. I actually, from what I've seen, I haven't finished the movie yet because I watched it at the dead of night and I was dead tired, so I was falling asleep. Not because the movie was boring, it was because I was already fucking tired out my ass. And I don't fucking mind the Winnie the Pooh horror film or the horror parody. That's the key word is horror parody, or keywords. A lot of people gave this movie a bad rap online that I've already seen. Like, I watch YouTube sometimes, guys, and yes, these reviews pop up shitting all over this movie, and I just really think it's because they made fun of Winnie the Pooh. I mean, they got the rights to do it, I'm pretty sure. At least I hope. And it's Winnie the Pooh killing people. A lot of people that are saying this is the worst horror film of the decade is just asinine to me. Because it's like, dude, this is a spoof. This is a dark spoof. This is Winnie the fucking Pooh killing motherfuckers or killing people. Yeah, that, like, even before you see it, that sounds just like a movie that would just blow the socks off of everybody. No, this movie was made in good fun. The people that made it enjoyed making it and actually worked hard doing it. There's actual fucking good cinematography and also set designs. And the wooded location they decided to film in is probably one of the coolest wooded areas I think I've ever seen. That I would like to know where that was filmed, because I liked how the trees were shaped. It looked real. Unless that was all complete set, then that was splendid. I mean, it looked real to me. And not only that, the movie jump scared me, funnily enough, and not very many slashers do that, because, you don't see them all. I mean, they're all different. It's just bullshit when people say, oh, slashers are all the same. This one clearly is different. I mean, it's Winnie the Pooh fucking killing people, bro. I don't know why people took this so seriously, and the scene that jump scared me was Piglet killing fucking Christopher Robin's wife. I mean, for fuck's sake. In the beginning, it was actually fucking hilarious. Like, I thought it was funny how they were saying that Christopher Robin brought, food to the animals and stuff like that, and when he left to college and stuff, and when he grew up, they starved and they had to eat poor Eeyore. How can anybody sit here and think that this film was supposed to, like, be the next fucking, Oscar, or the first horror film to achieve an Oscar or something? Like, what was to be taken seriously here? Is it because they made fun of Winnie the Pooh? I think that's mainly the case. And yeah, it's not a great movie, it's not perfect. for sure. However, it was actually enjoyable, at least what I've seen of it, so yeah. Alright, we gotta do one more. So my 7th unpopular horror opinion is that I did not like The Ring. I remember watching that with my brother because, well, DVD. And I was like, oh, well, I need to see this movie because if I play as a character in this game, it makes sense for me to see the movie, so I did. And, well, then result is I really didn't care for it. I didn't like how they portrayed Seattle as this depressing place. I mean, yes, it's rainy all the time, but I don't remember Seattle being green. Like, I don't remember seeing a haze of green all the time, which is just a big problem I had with the film, is just with the whole green filter thing, and it was just honestly not spooky. I mean, yeah, the ending was pretty effective to some degree, but it wasn't, for me, at least, scary at all, and I actually will say I preferred the Japanese version, Ringu, over the American adaptation. I mean, I thought the ending to that film was more effective than the ending to the American version. That's just honestly my take, and, well, see what you guys have to say in the comments. Well, that does it for my 7 unpopular fucking horror opinions. I hope you guys are having a great spooky month, as I said in the beginning, and I hope you guys are doing pretty damn good. Just stay safe on Halloween. I'm gonna keep telling you guys this, even if my videos come out before Halloween. Be fucking safe for Halloween. Whether you're going to a party, or going trick-or-treating, whatever that may be. And I want to know, actually, what your horror hot takes, whatever, I don't want to call them that because you are entitled to your opinions, but I want to hear your horror opinions, whether they be unpopular or not. Yeah, so that's all I got for you guys. I hope you enjoy this video, and have a great spooky October. Make sure you scare yourself so bad that you shit, piss, and cum in your pants. That means you were ultra scared. Alright, see you guys in the next video. Peace the fuck out.